Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be even darker and more mysterious than the previous parts. If you haven't watched part 1, part 2, and part 3 yet, make sure to check them out. Links are in the description below. Because today, we're diving deeper than ever before. So sit back, relax, and let's begin. 3D Maze is the name of a screensaver that, along with 3D Pipes, was first introduced in Windows NT 4.0 in late 1996. The screensaver consists of, as the name would suggest, a 3D maze that you explore. Around the maze, you can encounter objects such as a rat that moves around the maze and a few 3D shapes that, when touched, flick you upside down as you continue to explore the maze, this time on the roof. Along with this, you are able to change the textures of the maze in the screensaver settings. Unfortunately, post-Windows ME, this screensaver doesn't appear in Windows anymore. A858 Mystery. A Reddit account named A858 posted strange content, random images, encrypted messages, weird symbols. For years, the account kept posting. Users tried to decode the messages. Some claimed they found coordinates. Others found hidden text in images. Then suddenly, the account stopped posting. No goodbye, no explanation, just silence. To this day, no one knows who was behind A858. Church of Scientology is a scam religion created by the American author L. Ron Hubbard. Hubbard initially presented his ideas in 1950 as a form of talk therapy called Dianetics. He later expanded and reframed those ideas as a religion, which he named Scientology. In 1953, he founded the Church of Scientology, which by one 2014 estimate had around 30,000 members. Their logo even kind of looks like a cross, despite being a cult run by false prophets. These Scientology cult leaders often take elements from Christianity while denying any affiliation in order to both lure in people more easily and pose themselves as a legitimate religion. Most notably, Scientology is the only organization that was able to harass the IRS into submission because they tried to remove their tax-exempt status because they clearly are a for-profit business. Humans exist because a bunch of aliens used to live on Earth, and when those aliens died, all their souls got imbued into primates and eventually people, or something like that, and they used something called an E-meter device, glorified lie detector, to see what type of alien soul you have. Shit, man, we was aliens and shit, man. Cruelty Squad is a video game released in 2021 for PC. It is most well known for its harsh and surreal low-poly art style involving lots of bright, flashing colors with textures arranged seemingly at random, a soundtrack which ranges from typical upbeat video game level music to random gurgling and slurping ambiance, as well as its difficult and tactical gameplay. Cruelty Squad takes place in the future, where corporations effectively rule the world with absolute impunity. Politicians who try introducing even minor policies against them are assassinated, and anyone who has the money to pay can take anyone they want out with no consequences. However, the cost of human life has become so low that death has no meaning anymore. For only a small fee, anyone who dies can be resurrected using the power of technology, brought back to continue slaving away eternally. You are an officially unnamed protagonist, known by fans as MT Foxtrot. MT has just been discharged from the SEC death unit when he receives a call from his friend, the Handler, who informs him that he has a new job lined up for him at Cruelty Squad, a company revolved around taking out targets for whoever the highest bidder is. Once they die, they resurrect themselves again, perpetuating the cycle of cruelty as they are killed over and over again. Through the course of the game, MT goes from a lowly grunt to killing interdimensional demons and becoming God as he takes on more and more powerful targets, eventually culminating in the deletion of the universe, finally restoring the natural order of the world as death is brought back into existence. In Cruelty Squad, the objective of most levels is to eliminate all assigned targets and exit the level without dying. You start out with weak weaponry and few tools at your disposal, but completing levels gives you money which you can use to buy upgrades for yourself, known as implants. There is also a stock market which reacts to the missions you complete and the actions you take in-game, which you can use to obtain money. Weapons range from standard silenced pistols and submachine guns to experimental biological weapons which drain your life force with every shot, and energy weapons which can kill enemies through walls. Implants unlock new abilities for the player, including a grappling hook which is fashioned out of your appendix, organ replacement surgery to go 4 times faster at the cost of being much weaker, suits of flesh used as armor to protect you from otherwise deadly hits, and something known as the Abominator, which flips you upside down, allowing you to attempt to outmaneuver enemies and move around otherwise hard-to-reach areas. Using these, it's possible to beat levels in extremely unorthodox ways, something seemingly encouraged by the game, with barely any invisible walls or barriers restricting player movement. Cruelty Squad's most notorious part is its abrasive design, designed to evoke the feeling of a strange, incomprehensible, futuristic world, like a caveman peering into our current age. Levels are designed against the player. The graphics only serve to disorient them. The audio and music can only be described as bizarre, and even some game mechanics don't line up with conventional video game logic. For example, instead of pressing a button to reload your weapon, you must hold right-click and drag your gun up and down, simulating the actual motion of reloading. The HUD is surrounded by a giant border which changes depending on the difficulty you're playing on, taking up a large amount of screen space, along with a giant blob with life inscribed in it, which tells you your current health. All of this is to induce feelings of confusion and disorientation in new players and drive in the game's story and overarching themes. Delete System 32 refers to any type of troll that is used to coax the user into deleting their Windows System 32 folder or any other System 32 equivalent if they aren't on Windows. Despite Microsoft implementing blocks within Windows 2000 to prevent users from being able to delete the folder while the OS was running, the phrase remained popular throughout the mid-2000s and is still referenced years later. A screenshot of the Windows File Explorer highlighting the System 32 folder. Grave Robbing for Morons, Early Internet VHS Guide. In the late 1980s or early 90s, a bizarre homemade VHS tape began circulating underground. Titled Grave Robbing for Morons, it showed a young guy with a noticeable speech impediment casually explaining step-by-step how to rob graves. He holds up what looks like a real human skull and leg bones, demonstrates cleaning techniques, and even arranges them like a pirate flag. The tone is deadpan and instructional, like a bad YouTube tutorial, but for something completely illegal. The video somehow made it onto bootleg cassettes and early internet forums. No one knows who the kid was, where he got the bones, or if he was ever caught. Decades later, people still debate. Was it a real criminal giving advice, an elaborate hoax, or dark shock humor? The footage still exists in archives, and watching it feels disturbingly real. One of the weirdest and most unsettling artifacts from the pre-internet era. Horseloft.com, cryptic, disturbing website. In the mid-2000s, a website called Horseloft.com surfaced on the early internet. At first glance, it looked like a simple, broken personal page with random images and text. But when visitors clicked around, things got deeply unsettling. One link opened a video of a young girl sleeping alone in a completely empty, sterile white room. No furniture, boarded-up windows, and faint sounds of breathing that didn't match the video. Other pages contained distorted family photos where faces were subtly altered, cryptic messages about watching and waiting, and looping audio of children laughing mixed with static. The site seemed to update itself irregularly, adding new disturbing content without any owner information. Investigators who dug deeper reported receiving strange emails or finding their own photos mirrored back at them in hidden sections. The domain eventually went dead, but archived versions still exist. No one ever discovered who created it or what its true purpose was. A personal nightmare project, an early ARG designed to terrify, or something far more invasive. Even today, loading the old archives feels like stepping into someone else's private horror. Lake City Quiet Pills. This mystery started on Reddit. A user named Religion of Peace posted random comments. Nothing unusual at first, but after the user died, people investigated his account. They discovered something disturbing. The account was linked to a website called Lake City Quiet Pills. The website contained strange usernames, cryptic messages, and job-like listings. Some users believed it was a secret hitman network. Then things got darker. Some usernames matched real people who later died. Suddenly, the website disappeared. No official explanation was ever given. Markovian Parallax Denigrate, 1996 Usenet spam. One of the earliest internet mysteries from the Usenet era. In 1996, users were flooded with bizarre, nonsensical messages, all with the exact subject line, Markovian Parallax Denigrate. The body text was pure word salad, random phrases that sounded like glitchy AI or encrypted code with no context or sender info. It appeared across multiple news groups and then suddenly stopped. No one has ever deciphered it properly. Was it an early AI test, a hoax, or something from an alternate reality? It remains one of the oldest unsolved online enigmas. October 28th, 2011.com. On August 7th, 2011, a strange website appeared, oct282011.com. The page was almost completely black, with cryptic white text, broken links, and a single phone number. When people called it, they heard disturbing sounds, heavy breathing, muffled voices, something being dragged across the floor, or long, unnatural silences followed by loud beeps. The site constantly changed. New images of pyramids, Schrodinger's cat, hidden codes, and numerology clues appeared and disappeared. The date October 28, 2011 came and went with nothing obvious happening. After that, the site became even more unstable and eventually went offline. No creator was ever found. Some called it a cult recruitment page, others an elaborate troll or ARG meant to drive people insane. The phone line stayed active for years, always playing the same eerie recordings. Even today, archived versions still give people chills. Who built it, and what was the point? The answer is still lost in the void. The 11B-X1371 video. A creepy masked figure appears. The video contains strange symbols, distorted audio, and hidden messages. People decoded parts of it. They found binary code, strange warnings, and cryptic messages. The figure never speaks, just stares. The creator was never identified. Some believe it's an art project. Others think it was a hidden message. No one knows for sure. In 2019, a strange image appeared on 4chan. It showed a yellow, empty office space with old carpet and fluorescent lights. At first, it looked normal, but something felt wrong. The caption said, "If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality, you'll end up in the Backrooms." According to the post, the Backrooms is an endless maze of empty rooms, no windows, no doors, no exit, just buzzing lights and the smell of old carpet. People began claiming they felt uncomfortable just looking at the image. Soon, others started adding levels. Level 0, Yellow rooms. Level 1, dark industrial halls. Level 2, endless tunnels. Some even claimed there are entities in the backrooms, creatures that roam silently, waiting. To this day, no one knows where the original image came from, and that's what makes it even more unsettling. The I Am God 4chan incident. In 2014, a terrifying thread appeared on 4chan's paranormal board. A user described how his friend's computer started glitching with corrupted files and distorted images. One image showed a grotesque, elongated face with hidden code embedded in the pixels. When decoded, it read, "I am God," next to Greek letters that translated roughly to circa or around. More files kept appearing, each more disturbing than the last. The entity seemed to spread from computer to computer, leaving prophetic messages and warnings. The thread exploded with over 1,500 posts as Anons tried to contain or understand the digital demon. Some claimed real-world bad luck followed those who dug too deep. The original files and thread were archived, but the entity's true nature, whether it was a creepypasta hoax, a virus, or something supernatural, was never explained. It remains one of 4chan's most unsettling and obscure digital horror stories. The Ricky Calderon Google Maps Traces, Modern Digital Haunting. A few years ago, users exploring Google Maps stumbled upon a series of eerie, abandoned locations marked with the name Ricky Calderon. These pins led to desolate roads, empty parking lots, and rundown buildings where strange user-uploaded photos appeared. Blurry figures standing in windows, handwritten notes saying he was here, and timestamps that didn't make sense. Digging into old forum posts revealed Ricky Calderon was supposedly a man who vanished under mysterious circumstances, but his digital footprint kept growing. Fake social media profiles posting cryptic messages years after his supposed death, and coordinates that led investigators to real-world spots with unsettling findings. Some claimed the traces formed a pattern resembling a distorted face when plotted on a map. Others received private messages warning them to stop searching. The pins still appear and disappear on Google Maps without explanation. Was it a grieving family's digital memorial gone wrong, a stalker's game, or a dead man's way of refusing to stay buried? The traces continue to haunt the digital landscape. The Sad Satan Game. In 2015, a YouTuber discovered a strange game on the dark web. The game was called Sad Satan. The gameplay was disturbing. Dark hallways, strange audio, distorted images, hidden messages. Some images were extremely disturbing. Later, different versions of the game appeared. Some versions contained disturbing content, strange files, unknown origins. Eventually, the game disappeared. No developer, no official explanation. Still considered one of the creepiest dark web games ever. The Sun Vanished. In April 2020, a Twitter account called The Sun Vanished started posting. The first tweet said, "The sun disappeared today." At first, people thought it was just fiction, but then things got strange. The account posted pictures of empty streets, no sunlight, just darkness. Then came the creatures. Shadowy figures were seen outside houses. The user claimed they were being watched. People began disappearing. The tweets became more disturbing. "I hear something outside. I think they're trying to get in." Eventually, the account stopped posting. Some believe it was just an ARG. Others think it became too real. The Wyoming Incident. In 1987, a TV broadcast in Wyoming was interrupted. Suddenly, the screen turned black. Then a masked figure appeared. The audio sounded distorted. Strange messages flashed. "You will see such pretty things." Viewers reported feeling uneasy. Some even said they felt physically sick. After a few minutes, the broadcast returned to normal. Authorities investigated, but no hacker was ever found. Some believe it was just a prank. Others believe it was something else. Webdriver Torso. In 2013, YouTube users noticed something strange. Thousands of videos appeared. Each video showed red rectangles, blue rectangles, random beeping sounds. Nothing else. The videos were uploaded every few minutes. The channel name? Webdriver Torso. People became suspicious. Some believed it was secret communication. Others thought it was AI testing. Eventually, Google said it was just an internal test. But here's the strange part. Even after the explanation, the uploads continued, and some videos contained hidden frames, still unexplained. And that was Deep Dive into the Internet Iceberg, Part 4. Things are getting darker, and we're getting closer to the deepest layers of the Internet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because Part 5 is going to be even more disturbing. Comment below which mystery shocked you the most. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.